In this workshop, Brian will show you how to create special effects using a digital image software.
Welcome to Special Effects for Digital Coloring. I'm Brian Miller. Are you ready to take your artwork to the next level? Are you tired of seeing the same lens flares and light effects used over and over again? Are you ready to learn the insider secrets to eye-popping visual effects? In this tutorial, you'll learn how to make color holds and create amazing visual effects, like your very own flares, blast, glows, and other exciting effects. We'll guide you through step by step to ensure your success. What are you waiting for? Let's get started. Well, now you've learned how to do color holds. Let's dive in and learn how to make some cool lighting effects. Before we can do our light effects, we need to check that some of our tools are set up right. So we want to check our brush tool is set to screen mode, opacity 75%, and the flow on the airbrush is 50%. You might want to also open up your brush palette and check that your hardness is set to 0. And I always like to have the spacing set somewhere around 20%, because you see if we drag that out, we can get some sort of choppy brush strokes. We want our brush strokes to be very smooth. For our gradient tool, we're going to also make sure that it's set from foreground to transparent, screen mode, opacity at 75%, and dither and transparency are turned on. That'll all work together to give us some really nice lighting. So we know about using screen mode with our brush and gradient tools. Now we have to also look at screen mode and layers. So in our layer palette, let's create a new layer, and let's name it Special Effects. I'm going to fill that layer with solid black color. We say black, that's not going to give us very good special effects. Well, if we set the layer mode to screen, that black magically becomes transparent. And that's because screen is about painting with light, and the absence of light is black. So in screen mode, black is transparent. It's probably a little ethereal to hear for the first time, but as we paint and work with this, it'll really make a lot of sense. Those tool settings and that layer setup is a little complicated, so if you felt like you missed some of that, you might want to go back and watch it again. So the first image we're going to look at is this Tommy Trek art by Phil Hester. We've got this kind of cool monster and Tommy, and she's holding a candle, so we have a couple of places here to do just some subtle basic lighting effects. Let's zoom in on the monster, and let's add a bit of glow to his eyes. I'm going to grab my brush, and let's pick sort of a yellow-orange color. I could do 50% magenta and 85% yellow. And just start to add a little bit of glow. And every time we put down the brush in screen mode, it's going to get lighter and lighter. And we can do the same to the other eye. So the really cool thing with our special effects layer set to screen mode is it passes that glow down to everything beneath it, to our line art and to the color. So if we toggle that layer off and on, you can see the effect go off and on. The great thing about using those layers is none of the color underneath is permanently affected. So if the editor calls up and wants changes, we can make changes to the artwork without having to redo the special effects. It's a real time saver. We can scroll down to this candle and grab sort of a red-orange color. And let's use the brackets to make the brush a little bigger and add in a soft glow. So we've added just a couple of really easy, simple glows to this piece. If we look at our layer, we can see all that's really there is black canvas with a couple of spots. But because of screen mode, it becomes actual glowing light on our composition. So now that we've learned the basics of special effects in screen mode, let's learn how to make some effects that we can reuse over and over. If you're tired of seeing the same lens flare every time, let's learn how to make our own flare that's unique just for us.